2025 is here. I need to get it together. Do you need New Year's resolutions? I'm constantly someone that is getting rid of things. I'm constantly questioning what I own. I'm constantly just trying to be better, have products that I like, shop less, be less of a consumer. It's extremely hard. And so now the new year is upon me, upon us, and it's time to get rid of shit. The best feeling, just having less and really like looking at what you have, looking at your habits, looking at what you consume. It's the best and it's also the worst. I want to go over with you, not goals I'm setting, but some intentions I'm setting, especially when it comes to online shopping. I don't shop in person. Besides like groceries, I don't really buy anything in stores. I'm addicted to eBay. I love eBay. I've gotten some good habits, but I need to get the best habits. And so I've never intentionally set intentions for my shopping, but I did make some rules for this upcoming year. I just want to have less. That is my goal. That's my intention. I'm constantly trying to not spend. Only thing I never really limit myself on is food because I'm a flight attendant. I travel full time. I like to experience cities and cultures and go out with friends and laugh and have those moments. So I never really put a cap on food, but I do need to figure out my shopping online habits and my book buying habits. Those are the two things in my life that need to be reined in and just we need to figure it out. These are my little habits. I wrote it down on a note on my phone. I might write it on a piece of paper and literally hang it in every room in my house if need be. This is what we're doing and I'm gonna share with you guys, and maybe you guys can make a little list too, or maybe you already have. I don't know. I just am always trying to better myself, better my habits. I don't wanna be an overconsumer, and it is so hard with the world we live in and with TikTok and just all of the things. So this is what I'm doing the next year to get it together. And so for shopping, we'll start there. No online shopping between 7 p.m. and 8 a.m. Sometimes, when you're going to bed or you're just sitting on the couch, supposed to be watching a show, you scroll and you scroll and you scroll and you see all these people with these things. And before you know it, you've bought 3 things before you even go to bed because you're rotting on the internet. Anybody else? That's me. That's very true to my life. And so I figured if I don't let myself online shop at night when it's most tempting to online shop, maybe I'll do better. So no online shopping between those hours. If I want something, I usually am not very quick to buy it. I'll put it on my wish list and I let it sit there for a little bit. But sometimes you just get in those late night scrolls and you buy stuff and you don't think about it. And I want to be better. And I feel like if I don't let myself online shop at night, even if I just wait until the next morning, maybe I'll forget about it. Maybe I'll actually think about it and I won't buy stuff. Get rid of something in my closet or in my life before I buy something new. This is specific towards clothing. I don't have a lot, but what I do have, if I really, really, really truly feel like I need something else, I have to get rid of something I already own. Now, I know myself and I know I can't raw dog, cold turkey, never buy anything for the whole year. I'm not there yet. I would love to be there, but that's just not realistic for my life. So I said I can buy one new item, but it has to be off of my wish list. And the item has to have been on my wish list for a while. So a month or more. I have this wish list that I've had going for a long time. Anything that I see that I want, I just add it on there and I try to wait. Sometimes I'm good at it, sometimes I'm not. And if I want something new, I can buy one item a month and it has to be from my wish list and it has to be on there for a minute. So I'm not randomly buying things that I'm not thinking about. I'm being very conscious with what I'm buying because I have wanted it for, a bit. It's not just something that I saw on a TikTok, and immediately bought. I'm being more conscious. I'm being more sincere. I'm really making sure that the products I'm buying, I'm actually wanting and gonna use. And so I feel like that's a really good way to buy things that I've waited for, that I know I'm gonna use and that I like. This one's gonna be really hard for me. I use the same 4 makeup products. I don't buy new makeup, but I am addicted to body care. A lotion or an oil or a balm hates to see me coming because I love I can't help it. I love buying that stuff. So that's mostly the focus, but no new makeup or skincare or body care, anything like that. The only way I can buy a new health makeup product is if I run out of it and it's a product I've used and I love. And I feel like with makeup, that's going to be easy because I genuinely use the same products all the time and I've used them for years, but it's definitely going to be harder with the body care stuff. But no buying any new products unless it's a product I've already used and I'm just refilling it. And then the last one is not really probably going to be that often, but I only can replace products that I've ruined when it comes to clothing. So if I have a white shirt that I love, sometimes you get a little pit stain or you get a stain you can't get out. So I only can replace items that I've stained or I've lost or something like that, which is really not that common. That's not going to be a used one, but I had to add that on there. So I will stay disciplined and know it's okay. Now for my book rules. I love buying books. Sue me. My book rules, I feel like they're doable. I wanted to make some achievable, not too hard, not too crazy, book rules for myself, but I want to read 5 books on my shelf before I buy a new one. People do 10 books before they get a new one, but that's not attainable for me. It takes me a really long time to even read 3 books. So I feel 5 is a really good, soft spot for me where I'm challenging myself to read my books I already own, but not making it too unattainable. I said I can buy one new release a month if I choose so. The only other book that I can buy is if it's a book that I don't have for my book club here in LA. Those are the only 2 books that I'm going to be buying a month. It has to be a new release and I have to need it for book club. And that's only if it's not on Libby or not on Kindle Unlimited or something like that. I feel like having a really high reading goal is pressure to be an overconsumer because in order to read more books, you have to own more books. Maybe you can use Kindle in the library and Libby and things like that. But I just feel like when you're pressuring yourself to do more, that leads to buying more stuff. To me, in my head, that's my girl math. And I just feel like it's a lot of unwarranted pressure to read more and, to shop more because you have to have books to be reading. My reading goal is going to be very small this year. And if I hit it, amazing. If I go over it, amazing. But I'm starting off the year with not pressuring myself to read more. Makes sense to me. We'll see if it makes sense in my life. This is always a goal for me. I'm not very good at it because I will put holds at the library and it takes a really long time for me to pick up. And by the time that my library hold's already ready, I've already bought it or I've already read it on my Kindle or something like that. But use the library more, utilize Libby more, and use Kindle Unlimited. And if I don't use it, it's gotta go. Those are my main rules. I need to think about some because obviously I'm a flight attendant and I travel. I don't really buy stuff when I travel for work, but if I travel for fun, I'm trying to plan a Japan trip, I'm a trinket girly. I wanna buy some trinkets. I like little stuff. So I'm gonna have to figure out traveling rules and things like that. But for the most part, things that affect my everyday life are online shopping and being a booktuber reader. So those are my goals. That's what I'm sticking to. And hopefully they'll help you. Maybe you can make a list. Let's try to have less this year. Let's try to underconsume and not contribute to everything that's wrong with this world. I'm always trying to do those things and it's really hard. But I figured having some kind of structured list and sharing it with my girlfriends, I shared it with my husband. I need to have some people that keep me in check. But yeah, I'm always trying to stay off my phone. I'm always trying to have less, and we're gonna carry those habits and these new habits into the new year if it kills me. If you have not seen my book room, my library room, welcome. This is it. We have one really tall bookshelf that's in Joseph's studio, but I feel like those are just the neglected leftovers from our past, but it's a really cool piece of art. So we just keep them in there, but this is them. I have a stack of books that I have been wanting to put in Little Free Libraries for a while. That's by the door. So as we go through these, we're just going to be adding to that. My plan is to sell some to donate to Little Free Libraries. And when I have book club, let the book girlies look through my books and see if they want anything. The hope with going through my books today is to get rid of books that I know I'm not going to read. If I'm not going to read a book that I haven't read yet, it's got to go. This past year, I really realized that I don't love contemporary romance unless Emily Henry or Abby Jimenez writes it. I'm kind of just overdone, overly tropey books. So a lot of my contemporary romances probably are going to go. It just doesn't fit my mood. A lot of them are on Kindle Unlimited, which is something I'm trying to utilize. So if I really feel like I need a contemporary TikTok virally romance book, I can get on Kindle Unlimited. So we're going to go through all of the books I haven't read, check them out on Goodreads, see if I'm going to read them one day. If not, we're donating them or giving them to a book girly. If I have read any of these books and I did not love it, or I didn't rate it like a 3 or up, even some of the 3-star reads I might get rid of. If I didn't love it, it's gotta go. I think that's really my only rules. If I'm not gonna read it, donate, sell it. If I read it and don't like it, donate, sell it. We're gonna do that, and then I'm gonna clean my shelves with cleaner. I'm gonna dust, reorganize. Right now, I just have it organized by like genre. These are all hardcovers or really tall paperbacks. This is like contemporary romance-y, and then like some holiday books, or like these are series right here. These are my thrillers. This is my TBR. These are contemporary romance. These are just like leftover at the bottom. This is my V.E. Schwab shrine. This is young adult fantasy and just fantasy. There's a couple leftover contemporary romance, and then this is the book that I wrote. There's some done copies and there's some art copies, and then this is just little trinkets, and then the bottom is books that I want to sell, and then just books I want to get rid of, I think. So my bookshelf needs a lot of love in general. We need to organize. I think how I'm going to start, instead of like pulling everything off and overwhelming myself, is I'm going to first take off books I've read and didn't love. And then I'm going to go through books I haven't read if I don't know what they are, and like look them up and see what the vibes are. But for now, we're just going to go one at a time, little by little, and not overwhelm and overstimulate myself. I was and am and will for always ever be obsessed with Elsie Silver's Chestnut Springs series. It was perfect, no notes. Her newest series, not it for me. I think I'm just gonna keep my perfect little world with Elsie Silver's Chestnut Springs series. I think I'm gonna sell this because it's signed, and it also has like a limited edition spine. I read Two Nights in Lisbon. I didn't really like this book. I guess I read this, but I really don't remember it. I thought I was going to read Pretty Girls. I've heard nothing but amazing things about it, but when I went on Goodreads right before I started reading it, the trigger warnings in this book were batshit crazy. I'm not doing it. Anything I've read that I didn't love. I think that this is the book that's been on my TBR for the longest. The coolest cover, which is why I've kept it, but I'm never going to read this book, so we're going to get rid of it. I bought these because it was like limited edition cover. I haven't even read any books in any of the series. Shouldn't have bought it to start with, and they're freaking massive. We're selling these. And this one-of-a-kind mystery with heart and humor, a hilarious grumpy pony must save the only human he has ever loved. After discovering this stands accused of a murder he knows she didn't commit. Pony has been passed from owner to owner for longer than he can remember. Wait, stop. Fed up, he busts out and goes on a cross-country mission to reunite with Penny, the little girl whom he was separated from and hasn't seen in years. Penny, now an adult, is living an ordinary life when she gets a knock on her door and finds herself in handcuffs, accused of murder, and whisked back to the place where she grew up. Okay, this is like a cozy mystery, and I've wanted to read some better cozy mysteries. This sounds like it could be cute, so I might give it a chance. I'm gonna keep it. We'll see. This is one of the most stunning covers, and I've heard if you like Addie LaRue, which is my favorite book ever, I think somebody said it's kind of similar vibes. A sweeping tale of ambition, courage, and desire centers two women who are determined to create something beautiful despite the prejudices they face. This is a big ass book. It's so pretty. We're gonna keep it. Hopefully I'll read it. Okay, I have Blue Sisters, which I really, really want to read. A lot of my friends said it was their favorite book from this past year. I have Remarkably Bright Creatures, which was the first book I ever read for my in-person book club in LA, and I love it so, so much. One of the main characters is an octopus. I have Britney Spears' memoir, which I really need to read it. I know it's fast and easy. I just was sad, went to the bookstore, bought a couple books, and then that's what happens. You buy too many, and then you put them to your shelf, and you just keep buying more, and then you never read what you buy. So need to read that as soon as possible. Some friends and friendships are worth killing for. In this dark, twisty suspense novel. I love a thriller. Hate a hardback, but love a thriller. So I think I'm gonna keep this. The front literally says, not since Gone Girl has a sociopath been this bewitching. I can't tell you how many times old enough I've said I wanted to read and I've put it off. I honestly might read Old Enough next because I need to read it. Done and Dusted was truly perfection, and I just haven't heard the best stuff about the rest of the series. I feel like all my friends just say it's okay, and I'm kind of just done with contemporary romances, so I think I'm gonna sell this one, and if I want to finish a series, I can wait for it on Libby, or I'm sure it's probably like on Kindle Unlimited, but I think my Swift and Saddle, Lila Sage era is done. At this rate, I'm just gonna grab some stuff and read it, and we'll do a time lapse. I can't keep yapping because it's gonna take forever. So I'm gonna read some of the little blurbs and just go through it fast. Took a little lunch break, went to the grocery store. I'm back, and I think I have all the books organized, and all the books I don't want to read are on the table. It is a big stack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 67 books that I'm giving away, selling, donating a lot of books. Books I didn't read that I won't ever read, books I bought that were my taste. I just was buying because I was sad or upset and wanted to buy something, and a few books in here that I read that I didn't love and I just don't need to keep anymore. So say goodbye. Now that I have my books sorted, I have the books I know I want to read or I read and I loved. Let me tell you how many books I haven't read. 1, 2, 3, 44, 45, 46, 47, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Good Lord. 103, 104, 105. I don't even know how many books total I have, but I haven't read 105 of them. So over half of my books I haven't read. Probably, honestly, need to get rid of more. But for now, I didn't want my bookshelves to look empty. And I bought these books for a reason, and I need to read them. So I will be getting through, if it kills me, I'll be getting through my physical TBR, trying to focus on these. I'll buy one new release a month, and if I need another book from my book club, that'll be my other book that I buy. And I'm gonna have to read 5 at a time to buy a new book. So for now, I'm happy with this. I got rid of so much like I showed you guys. And now I'm just gonna pull the books off and dust all of my books and clean the shelves. It's super dusty, but I just wanted to organize and make sure I have what I wanted to have first. I just have so much stuff. I just don't even know what to do with myself. Remember how I died when you started walking? That's my life, that's my life.